All right. So you've seen the movies. You've played the games. Now you can live them. Hi, my name's Nicole Lander. I'm the co-founder of Battlefield Sports. And I'm also the Chief Fun Officer of Laser Tag in a Box. So Battlefield Sports is the manufacturer. We make the live action gaming equipment. And Laser Tag in a Box is the rental company, and we rent the equipment all over Australia. In my spare time, I also run Laser Skirmish. So we have 4 venues around southeast Queensland that we run full service games. So we have staff that come to us. We run like birthday parties, team building, things like that. Who's heard of Laser Skirmish? Well done, great, that's fabulous. So my husband Peter and I, we invented Laser Skirmish. We are the first people in the world to commercialize outdoor laser tag. Before us, you might remember like the pew-pew little indoor arena-based laser tag. They had little puny pistols, neon lights. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of fun, but we took the fun outside. So what was our big innovation? So our big innovation, and this is why I'm really excited, still after 20 years, I'm still pumped. And so we actually invented a way to have real-time hit feedback. So when you pull the trigger, there's really cool light and sound effects, so you know you got the other guys, even if they're 200 meters or 200 yards down the road or in the forest or wherever you're playing. So the cool thing about our equipment is that it's also completely mobile. Have guns, will travel. So we can actually just, as you'll see out in our workshop, we have lots of trucks, cars, vans, what have you. So we'll pack them up and we'll go to a different venue or a forest or a school or some sort of event, and we'll entertain the gamers. What we do is we have real-time gotcha. So you pull the trigger and the actual laser tag equipment will talk to you. It will say hit or kill if you're in the version for Battlefield Live, or if you're being family friendly, it will say tagged and deactivated. So one of the things about our equipment is that you can set the theme, the gaming theme. So you can actually do zombie games, or you can do Battlefield Live games, which are a little bit more hardcore, or you can do traditional laser tag, which is more, family friendly. And in fact, we decided that we were born global. Our equipment actually speaks in 21 languages. So you can actually just boot it up, because there's a computer inside every gun, and it will talk to you in Spanish or French or whatever language you want. We even have a custom slot. We've actually translated the words into Basque and Catalan, which are 2 dialects of Spanish. And so they actually sent us the WAV files because I can't speak Catalan. And then that way it actually speaks to them in their own language. So what we do is actually tap into the thrill of video games. So who here is a video gamer? Oh, actually more of you played Laser Skirmish, which is surprising. So I am pretty much a gamer nerd. What we started was our business a long time ago in a rainforest far, far away. It's actually appropriate we say this because today is May the 4th. So yes, people do know the Star Wars thing. So I let you into a bit of a secret. I'm a sci-fi tragic. So, so we just started with a few $1,000s and an idea to take those experiences, those thrills from the video games and experience them live. So I started playing D&D at university. Who has played D&D? Dungeons and Dragons to yes, my daughter plays D&D as well. And so that's like a tabletop game where you roll some dice and you actually fight some orcs or come on in and battle some monsters. And also too, when video games first came out in the like your PC gaming, I actually love this game called Civilization. It's a beauty, isn't it? So basically you start off with a little village and then you take over the world. Sound familiar, anyone? So what we did was take those really great inspirational moments from video games and transform them into a live action role play. And so what we did, we started at the riverside of Caramunga River, which is in Cairns. We started playing games in Cairns, and we were so fixated that even in the monsoon, we would play in the rain. So who has experienced monsoon rain? Yes. So when the rain droplets come down on you, they just bang so hard, it actually really hurts on your skin. So we would actually still be playing in the rain. So some people would go, what? But we were just excited and we just loved it, so we kept on doing it. So I found this little screen snap from one of our original websites. That's our original Battlefield Sports website from back, I think, circa 2000. I used this thing called the Wayback Machine. Has anybody used that website? It's really good. You type in any website, pretty much, anybody they've tracked, and you can type their website and you can go back and see what their website used to look like. Is that cool? And so looking back at it, I was just really surprised. I'm going, oh, I did something good. I was looking, oh my gosh, my call to action is above the fold. So does anybody know what above the fold means? Basically, it just means you don't have to scroll and you still see what you guys, as the publishers of the website, what you want your readers to do. And in this case, I wanted them to fill in that little form saying, send me your email and I can send you some info. So that was pretty cool back then. But of course, nowadays, it's all about mobile. So every single website you need to have as a business operator or as a government organisation is it needs to be mobile friendly. Because if you're not, Google will penalise you. And we don't want that. And so it was really interesting. I was actually looking at, just a little quick story, I was looking on a website on the weekend for a nursing home for my mum, and I was trying to fill in this form and it wouldn't work on my phone. I was going, oh my God, how frustrating. So I had to go get the laptop out and fill in the form. So make sure, check what your websites look like from a mobile experience. It's really important, especially as manufacturers, because we just never know when the inspiration might come to us and say, or to our potential customers saying, hey, I want to inquire about this thing. So we were actually inspired, as I mentioned, from video games. So one of the first video games that inspired us was called Counter-Strike. Now, you have to be a little bit old to even remember that one, but that was one of the first-person shooters that was super popular. So then we went on to Call of Duty, and that was a mega game, still popular today, but it's been around for quite some time. Then we've also had inspiration from sci-fi games. In fact, we were invited by Microsoft to help launch their Halo Reach website across Canada. So what we did was we set up this impromptu, converted a car park in Toronto into where the Halo Reach people had to line them up, and if you got to experience a live version of Halo, and if you survived the game, then you actually got a forward copy of the actual computer game, which was really cool for the people who were there. And then the most recent, the last couple of years, has been Fortnite. So who here's played Fortnite? If you've got a tween or a teen in your house, then you're gonna love Fortnite. Most people say they're obsessed with Fortnite. So it's really interesting because if you actually look at the progression of the video games, they've gone from this really super mega realistic graphics to more of a cartoon, softer, sort of more of an anime feel about it. But one of the really exciting things about Fortnite has changed the game mechanics. If you think about it, those first three were pretty much all shoot 'em ups. So they had like a domination effect, so you needed to take an objective or defend a base or something like that. Well, one of the really interesting things that changed with Fortnite was that it's incorporated scavenger elements, so you need to pick things up as throughout the game. Plus, the battlefield area also automatically shrinks. So over time, the gamers are actually forced together to play and get closer and closer and closer, and then the last gamer standing wins. So we actually changed our software so our game, or our live game, also mimics or is inspired by Fortnite. So the battlefield area that people are playing in automatically shrinks as well, and it's quite thrilling when people need to get closer and closer to each other and see who survives. The cool thing is that we can do this in solos, duos, or in squads, just like a video game. So remembering back, now I've been doing this for more than 20 years and it's still great to come to work. I mean, how good is that when you're actually working in your own business and you're actually doing what you love, then it's not really a trial. Now, of course, there's been ups and downs in our business, like any business. But I remember one thing when we first started, we actually put in a phone line from America that would divert to our landline here in Australia. So, of course, 2 o'clock in the morning, I would be half like sleeping, and then the phone would ring. I go, "Welcome to Battlefield Sports." Like, just half asleep trying to work out what this American was telling me. But luckily now we actually have a network of resellers around the world. We have one in Denmark, one in Chile, we have one in England, and it's really great because not only do they speak in the local language of our prospects and our customers, but they also speak in the accent. So we have a guy in LA who can speak American and he's actually been with our team for a very long time and he's really great. His name's Ken. Hi Ken, if you're watching. So it's really much better now to have a series of people who can interact with our people in the local time zone. So we literally wrote the book on Right on Target, it's called. If you want to go ahead and get yourself a copy, just go on our website. And no one else had done outdoor laser tag before us. But this is my opportunity for a little humble brag. We've done more than 24,000 events. We've sold into more than 55 countries. And we've won lots of awards, like the Telstra Business Women's Award, which I'm very happy about. And we also won the Exporter of the Year for Queensland for Arts Entertainment a few years back. So one thing about writing a book, which is really great, is because it can build credibility. As manufacturers, we are the experts in what we manufacture. So obviously not everybody can write a book. You can't do it in like the next couple of days. But one thing that you can do as a manufacturer that will help boost your credibility is have a LinkedIn account. Who here has LinkedIn? Pretty much everyone, which is great. So one thing about LinkedIn, which is really interesting, is that they have this thing called the 500 effect. So if you have 27 people in your network, it'll have your name and the number 27 after it. If you have 327 people in your network, it'll have your name, 327. But when you get to 500, it actually just has 500 plus. So you're in the 500 club then. So that's a really good goal for you guys to have, is to make sure that you try and get more than 500 people in your network. Now, sometimes you say, oh, but I don't know them. They're not my best friend. They're not my neighbor or whatever. And you go, oh, maybe I shouldn't reach out to them. But I would say bollocks. Like if they're being weird, just disconnect. But otherwise, everybody should try and connect each other. You can look it up on your phone. My LinkedIn is Nicole Lander, laser tag specialist. So, connect. We'll be friends on LinkedIn. And that's a really good way to boost your credibility. The other thing about it being a manufacturer or being an owner of a small business is that you can work with your family. And it's been really good because we have a family business. My daughter's doing the video there. Hello. My son came and fixed the light before, which was great. And Peter set up the gaming guns for us to have a quick look at it in a tick. So that's a good thing, because when the kids were growing up, if I wanted to go to a sports day on Tuesday afternoon, I could make it happen. So as I said, our big innovation, the thing that's really exciting that makes our laser tag equipment different to anyone else, is that you can play with it indoors or outdoors. It has the real-time gotcha, so you know in real time with really cool light and sound effects that you've got the other guy. And also too, we've innovated not only with our products, but also to the way we've played the game. I remember one time I was running an event with this guy called Johnny, and he was turning 10. And he was so pleased because he actually shot his best friend from across the forest. And he turned to me and he says, "I've got them! I got them!" And he was beaming. He was so proud of himself. He was grinning ear to ear. And then a couple of weeks later, it was funny because I was actually running a corporate team building event with a private banking group. And Mike was the boss. And he actually picked laser tag because he knows, smart guy being a private banker, that if he went to paintball, he would be, as a boss, pummeled with the pellets and he would go home with a whole bunch of bruises. So he turned to me that day and he said, "Oh my God, I got him. It was great." He was grinning ear to ear and he was delighted. And that's when I knew that we had something special, because if the 10-year-old and the 40-something-year-old both enjoyed it, then, we're on to a winner. So one thing when you're a manufacturer is to really know who your products are for, but also too, very importantly, who they're not for. So what we do not make is a little toy. So you can go to Kmart and you can buy, or Walmart, and buy a laser tag gun for $20. That's not us. So if you can see here on the bookcase there, the top one, that's that model there is called the Merida. It's a sniper rifle. It's a 3-foot-long metal monster. And back when we were playing in Cairns, the Coromanga River, 20 years ago, we had basically the same similar model, and it's a metal monster. It is not a cheap gun, and we have one in our arsenal that is still running today. Now, we've actually updated the electronics and maintained it, of course, but it's been running for 20 bloody years. So you have one that lasts the Christmas day, and then you have the commercial grade equipment that's still going strong. So it's not ideal, our equipment is not ideal for somebody who wants a one-on-one 100% replica. If you want a replica, then you should maybe consider airsoft or even gel blasters. Airsoft, by the way, is pretty much not in Australia, but it's everywhere else in the world. So we actually help summer camps, youth organisations. We've done a lot of work with YMCA, Salvation Army. We do a lot of work with regional places that don't have laser tag, because there's like maybe 500 people who live in the town. They're never going to have an indoor laser tag centre. And what we do is just pack up in a box our laser tag gear, ship it out with Star Trek or Australia Post, and then they can play the games for a weekend and ship it back. We do a lot of mum and pop organisations who just want a side hustle. And then we also work with major theme parks. We recently sold to Thorpe Park, which is one of the biggest theme parks in the UK. They did like a zombie laser tag thing. It was really cool. So what I said, I'll just quickly put that in. Basically, we actually have different games, as well as the optoelectronics that go inside the equipment. We have the games that people play with the equipment. And we've spent a lot of time honing those games to make sure the game mechanics work really well. So one of the most popular games, and super easy to run for operators, is called Team Deathmatch. So inspired by the original Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, things like that. You've got two teams roughly the same size, start roughly opposite ends of the battlefield, and your job as your team is to shoot the other guys more than they shoot you. Easy. Sounds easy, isn't it? It's not that easy. And then you've got domination. You pop a little box in the middle of the battlefield, and the kids, or the adults maybe too, young at heart, shoot it. So when the red team shoot it, it flashes red. When the blue team shoots it, it flashes blue. And so say you're running a game for 10 minutes, if the blue team have it in control for more than 7 minutes or however long, the longest time, then they win the thing. And then the latest one, as I mentioned, Battle Royale, inspired by Fortnite. The battlefield shrinks over time and you've got to be the last gamer standing. So I thought I might just quickly show you a couple of things with our actual equipment here. So these, I'll just turn this one on, just a sec.
Mission start.
So these ones are on quiet, so because we're inside, but you can change the volume. So this guy is called, this particular model is called the Scorpion, and guess what? This one's on the blue team. So the box, you probably can't hear it, but it says Bravo team in control. Or you can change that to blue team in control, or you can change it to Catalan, which says blue team in control in Catalan, or whatever. So this guy is on the red team, and this particular model is called the Cobra. And so now the box is flashing red. So I'm just going to turn it off, so that's it. There we go. Back to the thing. Oh, I lost my little jigger. Here it is. Okay, where was I? So, yes, so I did that quick demo, so you know that the gaming guns can flash pretty lights and speak really cool colors. So what we did was we actually wanted to educate people on how to run the games, because I can explain it, I can run it, but what we want to do is people all over the world and people who rent the equipment also want to be able to just turn it on and start blasting. So we actually have set up a Battlefield Sports University, which is like an online membership portal, which has video training, home study guides and things like that, user guide. And we also have a Facebook group community that, once they're in a customer, then they can join in and network with each other. So as the manufacturers here, who of you guys have a Facebook group? Great. Excellent. Facebook groups are fabulous because, especially with, as I mentioned before, about the time zones, somebody in England can chat with another guy in England, and a girl in North America can chat with a girl in Canada, and they can help each other when I might be sleeping. So this is an example of, this guy is called Mark, and he runs a summer camp in Washington. And so he's really excited about the technology because he actually instills a narrative amongst his campers. So, this is the reason they're doing the battle of whatever, and that's why they're taking the hill. And it really inspires the gamers and the campers to get involved and get immersed in the story. Meet Graham. He actually runs a family business in the UK, and he actually also runs like a little circuit. So he has, in different things, which is funny in I don't know about, if you, any British people here? No? Yes. They don't actually like driving that much, and so he actually takes the entertainment to the towns where they are. So it might actually, to us, it's like, drop in the ocean, but to them it's like 5 miles down the road. It's a completely different town. And this is Robin. She's one of our oldest customers. She runs a mobile laser tag business on the Darling Downs, and she'll go to the Outback, she'll go to Longreach, Roma, Quilpie, and she'll do like a circuit and take the entertainment to the people of those towns where they would never be able to have a full-on, family entertainment experience venue in their town. So, oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, it's supposed to say, if you want to know more, please download my opt-in, which is go.battlefieldsports.com/7-mistakes. So I've made lots of mistakes in my business over time. If you want to read about them, download the 7 Mistakes Handbook. And that's it. Did you want to do questions?
Yes, yep, sure.
Anybody have a question?
Does COVID affect your business?
Oh my gosh. Have you got another half an hour? Yes, well, we're exporters, right? So when the Americans and the British and pretty much everyone else closed down, pretty much so did our exports. So what we did was pivot last year to really more focus on our domestics and on our rentals. So we've really tried to ramp up the local, or when I say local, nationwide rentals.
Hi, thanks for your presentation. It was excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Your business, obviously, you didn't say much about competitors. So, how have you handled competitors in the market? And I guess your business could potentially go lots of different ways. There's gel blasters, there's indoor camps, there's paintball, etc.
Yes.
It seems like you've stayed focused on your core business, and what's your thought process behind that?
Sure. Well, we believe that what we do is live action gaming, and we do it really well. In fact, we believe we do it better than anyone else in the world. And so we've actually decided to really pretty much stay in that silo. But what we have is a vertical. So we actually manufacture, we run the full service, and we also rent. So, we will do anything to do with laser tag, basically. And that's why we've kept it. I don't really know anything about paintball, to be honest. It doesn't really interest me. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat and I don't really want to get bruised. So I haven't really decided to go down that way. Until 2 years ago, gel blasters were pretty much illegal in Australia. They came on the market right at the end of 2017 and at the beginning of 2021, I think it is this year. Queensland government were the last state government to change the regulations. And so gel blasters actually probably like a little bit of a fad, really. They've only lasted a few years.
I was going to ask, with your skilling now, bringing staff on, so do you have a particular angle, like you've got a lot of software, you've got a lot of technology, do you have a particular target audience when you're looking for staff to bring on? Or a particular skill set?
Yeah, we believe it doesn't really matter what they already know, as long as they're passionate about what they're going to learn. It was really interesting. It's a really good question, particularly since COVID and the JobKeeper and whatever. We normally advertise around March every year for university students to come and be, work with us as referees for Laser Skirmish because it's like a seasonal thing. So we kick off in March, run through to Christmas Eve. And so that is actually, last time we advertised, we normally get, say, 300 applicants. Last time we advertised, we got 37. So luckily, of those, we had a couple of really good ones, but we're advertising again and again and again to try and get some more people. So that's actually a really interesting byproduct of COVID, which nobody anticipated, is this skills shortage, because we usually employ university students, and there's not as many here now. Yeah. All right, thank you, everyone.